All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at Franklin. It's GMC right here in Statesboro, Georgia, knocking out some videos on a Sunday, and lots are filling up. Starting to see some Silverados show in. We're starting to get some 2500s back, GMCs there, but not many Silverados. We're getting a few of them starting to be in here, but like I said, still a little slim pickings. However, we do have a Trail Boss right here. That is nice. Okay, I just made a video about how I cannot find a Trail Boss anywhere. We got a Trail Boss Colorado here, and we got a Trail Boss ZR or 2500 over there. Love seeing some Trail Bosses start to show up on the lots. But today, what we're talking about, 43.6%. 43.6% increase in repair and maintenance costs in the last 6 years. Okay, that's how bad it has become. You guys that want to buy used trucks, okay, we hear it in the comments all the time. Save your money, buy a used truck. It's easier and cheaper to buy something used and just repair it when you need to. Is that still true today? You have to be the judge of this, but is it true today that you can still get away with doing that when the price, the average repair increase has gone up 43.6% in the last 5 or 6 years? What does that do to this kind of thing? How bad does that actually make it? So I took some numbers here. We got some of them here for you. What did they say before you get into them? Why did they say that the prices have gone up for repairs? 43.6%. That's massive. That is a massive amount of money. Okay, they say complexity of the vehicles. Obviously, they're ridiculously insane, complex, and computer on wheels today. There's no doubt about it. More sensors and CPUs and BS in them than ever before. It's ridiculous. Labor has only went up 1.4%, but labor they rated on there. Labor went up 1.4%. They tell us that tariffs are another one. Tariffs. Well, tariffs really shouldn't affect nothing since this thing on every truck today called the destination on every vehicle, but the destination charge has went up so high, they don't tell you, but it's $2,100 you pay to Chevy for this truck. $2,100 for them to truck it here, okay, from Missouri. To take it from Missouri to here, they charge $2,100. If you live in Missouri, and by the Wentzville plant, and you have to drive, if your dealership is an hour away, you still have to pay the $2,100 destination fee. So they told us last year they weren't going to raise fees for tariffs. They weren't going to do that. Yet instead of doing that, what they did is they jumped up the destination fee hundreds of dollars on every single vehicle. Oh, that's covering the tariff thing. So don't tell me that the cost of repairs is up 43.6% because of tariffs, because I'm not buying it. Your hidden agenda with the destination fees for all manufacturers, that pretty much should cover your destination thing. I don't want to hear the excuse that 43% increase in repair has anything to do with destination. But what does it do for us? Because it's not going away. What does it do for us as the customer? How are we going to deal with that? What's the impact going to be? Nothing if you're buying new. Okay, if you buy it new, you got your warranty on it. If you buy a new Ram, you got a 100,000-mile warranty. If you buy a new Silverado with the 2.7 Turbo Max, you got a 100,000-mile warranty. If you buy one of these, you can get an extended warranty on it on any truck today. So if you're buying new, you have the luxury of warranty. There is no excuse for anybody buying new to ever have to do a repair on a truck again, in my opinion. Buy it and you keep it under warranty, and you put extended warranty on it, you never worry about it, and you sell it before it's up. People argue that. The comments are probably already lighting up on how I'm the worst financial advice on buying a car ever, and it's a depreciating asset, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to keep the middle class poor, and I'm part of the problem. It's all coming in right now, right through the comments, okay? But in reality, if you're buying new, my opinion, keep it under warranty so you never have to worry about it, ever. I have been driving new vehicles. I bought my first new vehicle when I was 16 years old, a 91 Chevy S10, and I paid for it myself, and I got it with my own money that I saved up for working for $7,400. Since that time, when I was 16 years old, and I've owned new vehicles, let me break this down for you. How many dollars do you think I have into repairing vehicles? How many dollars over all that time? I'm 52 years old, since I was 16, and I've owned 43 new vehicles. How many dollars have I put into repairs on vehicles? Zero. in all those years. Now, yes, I've done brake pads and I've done some maintenance and obviously oil changes and air filters and diff fluid and all that. You get that. But as far as repairs, I've zero. Never paid $1. In 35 years, I've never paid $1. Never once. I think that's pretty good. I can't really complain about that. Why? Because I always keep them under warranty. That's my opinion. Now, if you're somebody who wants to keep them longer, and you're going to roll that dice and play it, that's more power to you. What's it going to cost? Well, 43.6%. So what does that mean? Well, that means that basically your $100 repair that you think is going to be a $100 repair is now going to be $145. Okay, that's a pretty big, significant amount. But you're like, it's all right, only another $50. We'll take it. But when your $1,000 repair is now $1,450, and when your $10,000 repair, or even when your $5,000 repair is now $7,500, or pretty close, $7,200 or whatever it comes out to, that's a pretty big deal. Okay, or whatever the number is on here, you see what we're talking about. When your $10,000 repair is now $15,000, it kind of hurts a lot more. And this is a reality, and many of you guys are not aware of this. You don't know it because you're still driving your old truck. How do we know this? Because the average age of a vehicle on the road today is 12.8 years old. That means that if you've bought your last truck 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 6 years ago, you have no idea what it's like when you have to repair it. You're telling us what you're going to do and how it's been for you in the past, and that's all great. What I'm trying to tell you today is you might be in for a rude awakening and an eye-opener when your out-of-warranty vehicle has to have something done. Okay, maybe you own something that, maybe you own a 2005, Tahoe, and you put a transmission in it 5 years ago, and it costs you $3,500 to do it. When you go to do it today and it costs you $8,000, how are you going to feel then? What's that going to look like? Or you put a trans in it for $3,500 because you're like, it's worth it. Now I can keep going, but now the motor goes out. Just the lifters are gone, the motor's gone. It's time to replace the whole thing. It's shot, and they're going to give you a price of $10,000. How's that pill going to be to swallow? My job as a content creator is just to inform you of this stuff. I'm not trying to tell you that it's a good or bad decision. I'm not trying to tell you that owning a vehicle outside of warranty is good or bad. And I'm not trying to tell you to sell your vehicle and buy a new one immediately. I'm trying to put this stuff into perspective for you so you understand what you could be getting into. The world is knocking on your heels when it comes to this, and the prices of them are getting astronomical. If I were buying a used vehicle today, I would try hard to put an extended warranty on it if I could somehow. I don't like CarShield, any of that kind of stuff. I'd be careful, but I would be scared with used cars today. 43.6% increase in repair costs. That is massive. Okay, that is huge. And it's gonna hurt. And that's a risk I personally don't want to take. But I'm just trying to inform you of it coming, so you know what could possibly be waiting for you. Now, the world will continue to buy used trucks, and the fact that there's 12.8 is the average age of vehicles on the road today, these shops, with their 43% increase for tariffs, complexity, and labor, and all the BS that they're giving us and feeding us, which really all of that, complexity, labor rate, and tariffs, really what that should say is greed, profit is what it should say, because that's my opinion. My opinion is greed and profit is what's driving this. Okay, they can get away with it. And these manufacturers or these dealerships and shops of all sorts, parts suppliers, all that stuff, they know that the average age of a vehicle is 12.8 years on the road. If the average age is 12 years on the road, these vehicles will need work. What is that? Opportunity. Okay, when you have a ton of vehicles because people can't afford to come in and buy new ones, there's opportunity there. If you're a dealership and you're not selling as many of these vehicles because people are like, no, you're too expensive, I'm not buying your vehicle, I'll keep my old one, the dealership's going, fine, you do that, you keep yours, but when you bring it in to fix it, gotcha. Okay, that kind of thing. Don't think it doesn't work that way, because it does in some sort, and therefore, it's 43.6% higher today, because we're driving old vehicles. We also have people in the comments say, shut them down. Don't buy nothing new. Just vote with your wallet. Turn them down. Maybe you're right. But then again, the house always wins. The people that have been doing that and saying, no, I won't do it. I'm keeping my old one. I'm going to repair it. I'm going to show them. They're coming right back and saying, no, I'm going to show you. we're going to charge you 43.6% more to repair your vehicle, which will undoubtedly need major repairs very, very soon because it's 12 years old. See what I'm saying? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.